Hello, my name is Ilona. I've already done a video about countries. I was looking at what was going on. Are the white hats in control, black hats? I'd like to look at a few more countries, otherwise my video would have been too long, the last video I did about this subject. I want to make sure that people do understand just because the white hats are in control in certain governments doesn't mean that the black hats aren't capable of creating destruction, aren't capable of doing things. They have all these groups spread around the globe pretty much and capable of creating a lot of chaos, a lot of horrific suffering. They are still capable of doing a lot of damage. So do not underestimate that. So don't think, well, the white hats are in control, so why are things happening? Why are these awful things happening? There are still black hats capable of doing things. Don't forget that. They don't back down. They'll take anything with them. They're here to pretty much destroy us. So they really want to take as many of us with them if possible. So keep that in mind. This is also a war, a spiritual war, a war for our souls. This is really a humongous war, and sometimes things happening from both sides that will create victims. Unfortunately, that's part of the war. We just have to realize if things happening, and even the white hats have to make certain decisions that can lead to victims. Just realize if the black hats are fully in control, they will lower the population to 500 million. That means a lot of people will die. Just keep that in mind. So I do realize the white hats are trying to make, to make sure that people are safe, to make sure that whatever happens, that there are not that many victims as the black hats would have created. So keep that in mind. But this is a war. People don't realize that. So keep that in mind, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to look at Portugal. I've someone in a reaction under a video that it's very strict. Kids are even taken away. It's horrendous as I was reading that reaction. So I'm going to take a look what's going on in Portugal and what's going on with the government. So let's see. It's a beautiful country, Portugal. This is Seven of Pentacles. That's the above, the influence above. This is the central card. That's the Two of Cups. That's usually a positive card. Oh, this is a yes. I think the white hats are even in control there. This is the Eight of Wands. That's usually a yes. Aces are yes. This is the Seven of Wands, so that's the influence underneath the central card. And this is the future. Oh, that looks like pretty much a fight. So this is the Knight of Swords, as you can see. It's pretty in a fighting mood. So my feeling is that yes, the white hats are basically in control, but there are still a lot of things going on. They are in a better position, but there are the black hats are trying to attack, trying to gain control in a way. This is part of the healing process. Things who are coming out, it's very difficult to understand that the things they're rolling out now is to really wake up people. So it looks like, well, if the white hats are in control, well, why aren't they taking care of this? Why aren't they? Why are they're pushing these laws through? Why isn't anything happening? A lot of things are happening, but you cannot tell people. If you told people that they would need a mandatory wasp sting, that their children would be taken away from them, and that they would be put in certain houses or under arrest or whatever, that could happen, people wouldn't have believed you. Sometimes people have to experience, unfortunately, before they start opening their eyes and like, yes, something's going on here, and that's what's going on right now. And yes, there are victims of that, and that's horrendous. It is sometimes necessary, unfortunately. We humans, and so do I, we sometimes need a tough love in a way, because we really don't want to wake up. We want to stay in that comfort zone. I know from my own experience that sometimes you really need to wake up, and sometimes shock therapy is the best way to do it. So there's patience needed. Things are moving in. Whiteheads are taking over control of the government in a way, but things are rolled out to heal, to wake up people. But I see in the future there's going to be a big struggle going on there in Portugal. So it's very likely things could get a little tougher. I have to say, in the other countries I did in the other video, it could get tougher first before the healing starts. So realize that that is also part of the plan. It's necessary. You see now a lot of protesting going on in Greece, France. People are waking up, and that is necessary. We need that anger in a way to break through this, to really set boundaries. This is enough. And that's what this is about. So my guess is that probably some in Portugal, tensions will rise. But ultimately, the Whiteheads are in control in a way. They have the best position there. But realize things can still happen. Things need to be rolled out for people to see. And now I wanted to take a look at Bali and Indonesia. It's apparently very strict. You can't do anything without a wasp sting, if I'm not mistaken, or you can get in. So a lot of people want to get out, but there's not a possibility for them to leave. So they're pretty much, well, confined. So I'm going to see Bali, Indonesia, what's going on there. If there's, of course, two different countries, but they are very close, I'm just going to see if I can, what's going on there. So that's the 10 of Pentacles. This is the Tower, so a lot of things. This is the central card. Then this is the past, so that's the 10 of Swords. Oh, this is the central card underneath. That is the influence underneath. So that's the High Priest. And we have the 9 of Swords. So my guess for both countries, and that's probably why I've kind of put them intuitively together, there is still a lot of influence from the Blackheads, a lot. I mean, it's crumbling. It's crumbling. It's coming down the tower, so they're losing their power, but they try to hold on to it firmly. So my guess is that the Whiteheads are probably trying to get influence, more and more influence there. This is the influence as well, the 10 of Pentacles. So they're trying to get ground there. But there is still a lot of influence going on there that's dark. It's taken down. It's taken down, but it's causing a lot in the future, a lot of stress. So that countries really, the people in Bali and Indonesia will feel it for a while. There's still a struggle going on there, who's really in control, and the Blackheads still have a lot of influence there. So that's what I'm feeling with those countries. That's why it's so strict, and they're capable of really holding on firmly on their people. So I wish everyone the best in that area, because it's tough. There's a lot of negative influences still present there. And I want to continue looking at the UK. So what is going on in the UK? If I'm not mistaken, July 19th, everything will be lifted. Let's see about that. But what is going on in the UK? The government, are they Whiteheads, Blackheads, mix? Let's see. This is the Queen of Pentacles. That's the top card. This is the central card with a firm yes. The Whiteheads are in control there. Oh, we've got two for the past. So that's the 7 of Wands, and that is the Lovers card. So they are in the past. Underneath is the King of Swords, and the future is the Queen of Wands. And also the Wands are usually a bit of a Whitehead card to me, and the Queen could stand for someone special and very loved. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of rumors going on about a certain person maybe returning, so that's very possible with this card that person may be returning. But in just looking at it, it says a firm yes, central card. The Whiteheads are in control. They are doing things very carefully, really to wake up people, and in a way, this is also a form of planning, but it's more through communication. while the Pentacles are more of a very practical way. This is more of communication, more of a rational matter. So the stories are going to come out and things are going to come out, emails maybe, things. So it will speed up the process. They have the Queen of Pentacles, so that this is planned as well, but there's going to be a lot of communication coming out. And like I said, the Whiteheads are in control, and in the future it will bring a harmony to the UK. So in a way, the UK is under control of the Whiteheads. So I'm going to take a look at Canada, and I'm just really going to ask the questions, are the Whiteheads in control there or not? Really, I'm going to keep to that. I know there's apparently a queen. I think her name is Romana. I'm not really sure about the last name. There are some confirmed, I think Gene Decode and I think maybe Tarot by Janine confirmed that that is correct, that there's a queen. I'm not sure about that, to be very honest, but that's something very personal. I keep away from royal family and anyone that calls themselves a queen. I'm not sure to explain it, but if you really want to do a tarot reading, it's best to be in a way objectively looking at things. And to be very honest, this will how do you say this, will influence me a bit because I really am. I always had this inner rule against royal families. The Dutch royal family, I was a long time I was like, well, we have a royal family, okay, but the more I read, the more sick I got with their energy. So I stay away. I don't read cards on the royal families, any royal families pretty much. Maybe sometime I will, but right now I'm just staying far away. So I'm just going to look at Canada and if the Whiteheads are in control of the government or not. I'm just going to take a look at that. So let's see what the cards will tell us. Oh, well, that's a yes. That's the top card. So firmly yes, they are in control. This is the Moon, and that's the central card. We've got the card in the past. It's the Queen of Wands, so who knows, maybe it's true about that queen. And we have the Knight of Pentacles underneath, again the planner. And this will be, oh well, the Mr. or the Whiteheads or the Mr. T card for the future. So yes, firmly Canada is under control of the Whiteheads, but there's a lot of confusion purposely put there. Things need to come out, people need to wake up. There's probably still a bit of struggle. Like I said, the Blackheads could have, they still have power in a way. They still have their groups on all levels. So you have to realize they can still do a lot of damage. So there is still some mystery going on there. And it's still not clear completely what's going on for the outside. But on the inside, the Whiteheads are in control. They firmly will put new people up. They probably have, in a way. To be honest, I believe they've already, all the countries where corporations they're all bankrupt. So they're pretty much all republics now, and they're all, I think the military pretty much are in charge of that. And it's all planned. They all planned this and they're just looking at things. So there are still a lot of things going on. In Canada, there are a lot of influences. There are a lot of dumps that need to be cleaned. So there's a lot of things going on. But the Whiteheads are in control of the government. So that's good to know. And last, I want to take a look at India, because there's a lot of things going on in India. And I just want to see where this is going to and the influences on their government. Whiteheads over the Blackheads. Let's see. We've got the King of Swords. That's the top card. We have the central card again. Yes, Whiteheads are in control. So firmly, I might say. It may not seem that way. This is the Three of Swords. So there's a lot of pain going on. This is from the past. They're taking with them. Again, there is fighting. Knight of Swords. So there's still a lot of, fighting going on. And they have for the future the Ten of Wands. So to me, especially because the Ten of Wands could represent a no, we have a yes and a no here. But the yes is firmly the central card. So to me, the Whiteheads are pretty much in control of most of it. But There are still some factions going on there, black hats, who are trying to disrupt things, purposely putting out false information, purposely creating things. So there is still fighting going on there and trying to get full control of that country. So in India, there are still some influence going on there, and it's not going to get easier in the period ahead. Ultimately, it will, but it will take some time, and it could get pretty heavy. So a lot of things going on there. Still some countries where influences are a little bit mixed. I do believe that in most countries the white hats are in control or firmly in control, but there are still factions. There are still, although in Bali, in Indonesia, the black hats pretty much still had the majority of the power. They were losing it, but they still had a firm grip. So I wish everyone in, everywhere around the world, stay close, stay true to yourself. It's so important to stand up for yourself, and that's connect with God, connect with your consciousness. Really try to raise your consciousness as much as possible. Leave out all the negativity in a way. You have to look at it, obviously, and if you can do something about it, and if it feels natural to you, if you feel like you should protest, if you feel like you should write something or vlog, or please do that, but really stay close to what you feel is necessary in this case and what feels right to you. If it just feels right to you to stay within yourself and try to raise your vibration as high as possible, then please do that. We're all connected. So that energy will spread out and will influence other people, the energy around you. So please stay true to yourself and believe in your own power. We are so powerful. That's why they're suppressing us so much. They don't want us to reclaim our power. So it's so important. Please just see yourself, how beautiful you are, how powerful we are, what a beautiful energies we have. And keep it as high as possible and keep your energy as high as possible. That will help so much in everything that's happening right now. Well, I hope to see you in another video. Bye.